Hello, badminton fans, and this is I'm Two Legs Better, and welcome to my Two Legs Better presenting Badminton Academy for Badminton Nerds, and I'm going to analyze the technical details of the 2025 All England semi-finals in females doubles, and this is exciting games, and there are some new pairs in town, okay? And these games are great in a way that many commentators already mentioned that it's becoming more like a men double. I don't know, I guess that's a good thing, right? Anyway, so let's get into that. There are two games I want to talk about. The first one is between, everybody's darling, Shida, and Matsuyama against two Chinese players, Liu Shengshu and Ning. Okay, now in this one you can see that the person at the back that's smashing this Liu Shengshu. The front one is Ning, and they have been paired for a while, and because Chen Qingchen retired, so Chen Qingchen retired, so the number one female, in female double, the unquestionable queen in the past several years, just retired. So there's new vacancy, and they are the number two. I think they rank number two at the moment, the Chinese pair, and facing them are the Japanese pair, and that's Shida and Matsuyama. And they are like 25, 26 years old, and they have been around for a little while, and they had some heartbreaking losses to Jia Yifan and Chen Qingchen before. And what I like about the Japanese pair is their fighting spirit. They never, their spirit is always great, very positive, and they try really hard. I really like it. I think and their game has improved as well, even compared to a month ago. You look at how they play, they always perform well, but always near the top. But I think if they continue to play like this, they can really break out to be the number one, so you can see it from this game. Let's get into it.
So quick to come forward. And again. Beautiful, great shot. Okay, let's another look. So that's a serve that touched the net and still go over, and so Liu Shengshu just lifted really high, and that's female. So Matsuyama just return a very high lift to the backhand, and for Liu Shengshu to smash. Liu Shengshu start to smash. Look at how Matsuyama defend. Okay, she is standing right here. Look at her feet, a little bit too far. That's part of respecting Liu Shengshu's power and range. The lady can smash. But it's a little bit too far to my liking. I would encourage her to move forward half a step, a little bit. But apparently it works for her. So. And she's great, so what do I know, And then when she defend that, most people may not notice is how her body moves forward. This is so important in defending. A lot of players I saw, when they defend, they start moving backward. When you move backward, you take away part of the force you could exert on the shuttle. That makes your return high and floaty and not very far. So, but on the other hand, if you can go forward against the shuttle,
then you can take your body momentum and then just use little flick. You can drive it really far, and that's exactly what Matsuyama did. See that? You see how her body moves forward. You know, she could move a little bit more, but yeah, no complaint, just you know, observation. Okay, and then Li Shengshu, the second smash, is kind of high. It's like shoulder high to Shida, and Shida likes this. Shida likes this this. It's okay. I mean, a lot of players like that. I mean, Liang Weikeng does that all the time. Male players do that all the time. It's not my favorite. I don't think you can really generate that much power in this position. It's more like something you do when you are forced, you're under pressure. Was she under pressure? I mean, she could easily do it like a side smash, and I would say that's much more. That would be much more, I don't know, you know. But this works for her, so she drive it forward, and then Liu Shengshu had to put it back in front of the net, and that was a low quality shot. It's pretty high and floaty. And Matsuyama, look at this. This is great. She just goes forward, and then kind of make the movement as backhand kill, and then change the racket face at the last moment and push it to the other side. That's great play.
And again, it's definitely an area where the Japanese are superior to just the pure speed. They're a very quick pair, probably the quickest pair in the world.
That is really great. I like Matsuyama's game. I think she's improved tremendously.
Yeah. Wow.
Look at that. I just praised her. Look at that. I mean, let me explain. Okay. So Shida served it wide, and then that's a Ning, and Ning tried to push it across the court. I'm not sure what the thinking is, because when the serve was wide to here, the direct thinking is here, because this is the empty space. So the best place is to put it here, so to force the two Japanese to go to that place right away. But it's not the rule, so you can do whatever you want, I suppose. And Ning decided to push it across the court. What I don't like about those is that if you don't put the shuttle in the gap, your opponent doesn't have to move. These are professional players. They hit shuttle left and right, up and down, everywhere, from all angles. If they don't have to move, it's just a piece of cake to them, okay? So let's see. It's a good push, I have to say. That's a good push. Do you see the shuttle? The shuttle is here. The shuttle is right here, the little white dot. You see that? But pay attention to how Matsuyama did that, okay? Matsuyama kind of goes forward a little bit, and the shuttle is kind of from higher goes down. It looks like he's going to smash it really hard to drive it or to lift it, and instead he basically cut the shuttle at the moment a little bit and then put it in front of the net. Let's see. See that? Do you see that? It's, you know, it's a trick shot, almost a trick shot. It's just beautiful, because that way your opponent is not suspecting that, and it's a little bit long. So look at her. She had to use side. Look at the racket. The racket had to go sideways to get to the shuttle, and it's below the tape, so you can't really push it down. And it's sideways. It's hard to drive it, so you have to kind of it's not really, you know, it's not a good position to be in. So she pushed it,
and it was kind of high in the mid-court area, and that makes the next one possible. The next one is also kind of a trick shot, and I just wish I have a slow motions that I can show you. But this one is also the same. So Matsuyama jump forward. It's like she's going to smash it to the to straight, but she didn't. She actually goes, kind of drive it cross court. Let's see if you can get it. You see that? You see that? Jump high and then seems like she's smashing it and then goes that way. Now, in that case, whose responsibility was it for the two ladies? Well, the front lady, that's Ning, and she was moving to the left. So if it's straight, it's her responsibility. And when it's cross, it's Liu Shengshu's responsibility. But they just didn't expect. They didn't expect Matsuyama would do that. That's just when you take shuttle so high, so early, you can do things like that. Okay, let's take a look at another.
Wow. Incredible what start. The other thing that's really impressive.
See that?
Japanese
See that?
haven't actually played any tournaments this year.
That's a good shot. I kind of want to show you the.
Japanese haven't actually played any tournaments this year.
I kind of want to show you the return. See, Shida likes serving wide. Okay, it's a serving wide, and see, you see, this is what I mentioned earlier, right? Return it here. You return it here, both Japanese players would have to go get it, and that's a gap. You move them, and that's exactly what she did there. And then both Japanese players go get it. And this one, I would argue, Shida has the tendency to do that. She's very active. But this one, leave it to Matsuyama. Matsuyama is behind. When both players get to the shuttle, always let the player behind you get it. Male or female. I know you can get it. I know you're good. I know you're rangy. I know you can get it. But when you go kind of sideways and back a little bit and when you hit the shuttle, it's not going to be good. The quality is not good. But when your partner is from behind, go forward, they can see the whole court, and the whole court opens up to them as well because they are moving forward, and it's going to be powerful, and it's just going to be quick. It's so many good things. But she did that, and the result wasn't too bad because Liu Shengshu just decided to lift it. And then Shida start to smash. Okay, that's a drop, and then smash. These are not very good, high quality. I don't know. Anyway, I don't think it's too early in the game. It's 10-1, I know, but it's kind of quick scores, so it's kind of neither side is into the games yet. I don't know. You see what I mean here? Shida should go forward, let Matsuyama to take care of her. But because Shida moving back this way, there's nothing Matsuyama can do. And when Shida missed it, it's going in. I know sometimes you say, oh yeah, she knows it's going. She thought it was going out. Yeah, sure. But still, what if it didn't? What if it didn't? By moving forward, looking at the shadow, kind of pretending to, half-heartedly try to get it, you block your partner's chance, any chance to get it. So if you are wrong, you lose. And this is you're wrong. She was wrong, and they lost this point. You see that? Okay, one more round. Yeah, she said it's my fault. I don't know. She's probably said something in Japanese. I don't know Japanese, but I think that's she's apologizing to her partner, basically probably saying I made the wrong judgment. But I think there's more than that. Anyway, I'll stop shitting on your queen. Okay, I know a lot of especially guys, they just love Shida. I mean, who wouldn't, right? She's cute and she works really hard and she's a very good player. She's great. She is. I have to say more times just in case. Anyway, she is. I like her too. The last shot is just beautiful. It's really just beautiful. Just go forward and then see where the gap is, and the two Chinese players both staying back. So just put it in front of the net and then cause a lot of havoc. So anyway, so this is for the first game I want to review, and now let's get to the second game. The second game are also between Chinese and Japanese pairs, and it's also new pairs. And you can see here at the back, this is Jia Yifan. She got 2 Olympic medals for female double. So she's the queen. She is, she's a super smasher. She's very experienced. She's very good. Now, her partner is Zhang Shuxian. Zhang Shuxian is a tiny lady, but with a lot of power, a lot of firepower, and very quick. They paired for after Olympics, so they played in a few tournaments, and I saw one of the first tournaments they play. I was like, wow, this is horrible. What I mean by that is Zhang Shuxian was way too active. She was in the way too much. She's forward, backward, left, and right, and she's a very good player. If you watch the whole match, you'll see that she's a really good player. But for doubles, you can't just be a good player. You have to let your partner operate. As good as Jia Yifan is, you don't give her room, she can't be effective. Especially consider your opponent. They are also really good. And very interestingly, the Japanese players in front of them are the same situation, and this is Fukushima. This is Fukushima. She's the tall lady and powerful, skillful, and that is Matsumoto, and that's the shorter lady. It's kind of like they are almost like a mirror to each other. I think Fukushima is a little bit bigger than Jia Yifan, but style-wise, it's very similar. And they were also paired, I think, after the Olympics. And I also saw them play earlier in their pairing together. It was horrible. It was horrible, mostly because the smaller lady, Matsumoto, she's too active. She's fighting for the shuttle, kind of like Zhang Shuxian. So this was like, wow, okay, so let's see, give and take what's changing here, okay? By the way, I don't want to make it sound like I'm criticizing any of those, okay? I think 4 players are world-class players. They are really all very good. However, for doubles play, being good is just one part of the story. The other part of the story, maybe even a bigger story, is how you work together. Okay, let's look at some plays. Okay.
Players go for what could be winners in women's double. Normally, just trying to get control over the rallies.
Okay, these two rallies not too much to see. They just try to keep Zhang Shuxian at the back, because Jia Yifan's smash is Jia Yifan at the back is much more threatening. So.
Oh, that's wide.
Okay, these are just some of the mistakes. Yeah, just some of the mistakes. That's one point I want to make is, if you are in any pair, you gotta have self-awareness. You gotta know what you're good at, what you're bad at. You can't be so selfish and narcissistic and think that you are great at everything. Nobody is great at everything, okay? And your partner is equally great and with some strength on some things. So the best way is to understand your strength and weakness and knows how to get out of the situations. Especially sometimes even if you don't know, your partner, your opponent will tell you. When your opponent target you, when they lift the shuttle to you all the time to the corner, you got to take a clue. They are not afraid of that. They think that that's their best chance. They're not forced to do that. They chose to do that. They knew, that's their best shot. So take a clue, and do an escape, make a job and go forward to the net. Let your partner take care of the back. Do a rotation. Let's see. Okay, a few mistakes. Yeah, too many mistakes.
Even Fukushima,
Right.
serves for her have been killed directly.
Mistakes. Did you notice all these smashes? They just lifted to Zhang Shuqian at the back, and Zhang Shuqian tried to smash. The smash is it's okay, but not threatening at all. And there are chances she could go forward, and she didn't. You see that? That's what I mean by rushing. I don't want to go over the whole rally, just the last one. You see the the position here. Now, first you gotta know, Jia Yifan is left-handed. Left-handed forehand defense is always better. Same for right-handed. If it's forehand defense, it's always better. I don't care what you think. It's always better than backhand. So presumably or expectedly her range is bigger because she's on the right side of the court and she's left-hander. So in that case, Zhang Shuqian should move to the side slightly. Just slightly would be enough. Just a half a step would be enough to give room for Jia Yifan to operate. And because she didn't, look at her position. She's closer to the center line than anything. And that is kind of the two players, they are squeezing together and with a huge gap in front of them. And that is why Fukushima put it, no, that's Matsumoto, sorry, I think I mixed it. The tall Japanese girl is Matsumoto. So Matsumoto realized that, just drop it in front of the net. Now, even for the dropping in front of the net, who should get it? It should be the left-hander here because it's across the court. It's towards Jia Yifan. It's cross court, so she should get it. If she gets it, she has many advantages. It's forehand. She would have the full ability to operate. She can drop it here. She can drop it there. She could even lift it, put it back in the net or something. There's so many ways to do that. But I really don't know. I think maybe Zhang Shuqian is trying to protect the senior, or think I should do more, or trying to prove herself. Whatever she's thinking. Okay, this is she decided to rush to do it. She can rush. She should stop and let Jia Yifan do that. See that? See that? You see, Jia Yifan is already there. And also, if you notice that Zhang Shuqian make a backward hop first, and that also slowed her down. And that's part of the reason why this one is because she's not fully in position, so the shuttle just go over the back line and lost the point. You see that? So. Yeah, this one. This one, I don't know. This one is this. When you receive a serve like that and you drop it in front of the net, you don't hop to the center. You just don't do that. That's not the correct move. Okay, let me show you what I mean. Okay. So the serve is a little bit wet, not very wet, but a little bit. And then Zhang Shuxian just put it right in front of the net around this area. What do you do when you do there? You stay your ground and raise your racket right here to cover the straight. You cover the direct way back because that's where the weakness is. Now, if you do that, if you go to the center, that opens up this area, your partner had to go over to cover that. That's a little bit tedious, don't you think? You know? Let's see. See where she moves? And it's actually a double move, you know, two moves, and look at how awkward Jia Yifan is. She's a left-hander. She had to use her backhand and kind of squeeze in between and to avoid hitting her partner to hit the shuttle. And if you do shuttle that way, you don't have a lot of choices. You really don't. You can't really. You see how big the gap there is, but you can't get there because you know you're not ready. But if Zhang Shuxian were there, she can do that easily. Yeah, actually Jia Yifan tried to do cross, but you notice that the two Japanese ladies are both ready for that. This is one wrong movement by the front player that caused the whole pair to lose that point.
Service short.
Service over.
Oh. That's short.
Again, trying to intercept in the backhand side.
Do you see that? I'm not to go over them again, but you see that when Jia Yifan is at the front and Zhang Shuxian at the back, they are not afraid. They just lift it to the back. But then when they rotate, when Jia Yifan go to the back and start smashing, that's when things get really hot, right? It's just a
That's a good clear. Yeah, well done.
Do you see that? That's another beautiful example. You know, it's just they are content of lifting it to Zhang Shuxian, but when Jia Yifan starts to smashing down, things get really, really hot. Okay, because of the time, it's half an hour already, so I don't want to take up too much time. But I also don't want to end on the note that that makes you think that Zhang Shuxian is a bad player. She's not a bad player. She's actually a very good player. She's very active and very quick and has good understanding of the game. I just think they need time to gel, more time to gel, and more mutual understanding. So this is the second game of the semi-finals for All England. So today there's the final going on, so hopefully you enjoy the game as well. So this is Two Legs Better from Badminton Academy for Badminton Nerds, and please subscribe and come back, and in the meantime, have a great day.